So today we'll just go through the entire information about data science and generative AI.
Sure.
What is data science? From the name itself, you can understand data. Data means raw information, and science means the combination of programming, mathematical skills, decision making, art of storytelling, visualization. All these things comes as science. So when you club both these two things, it is something like you are taking a raw information and trying to provide a meaningful insights out of it. Having a data just like that and trying to understand the data without any added flavors to it is going to be difficult. So you are trying to take a data which is very raw and you are trying to add some flavors to it by providing them an insightful insights or informed decisions. And how to take up that informed decisions, that's why we are coming across several different aspects. So when you start with the data, you have to first of all collect the data and clean the data. So it's a raw data. Cleaning the data consists of finding out the missing values, duplicates, any error. Is there anything that you wanted to clear it off? Finding out the relation between the data and how this data is kind of giving you an entire idea about the total data set itself, from which domain they have taken, what exactly they are planning for what exactly they are planning in this data set. Are we going to get the complete picture out of it? All those things you have to do it in the first step itself. Second, once you understand the data, once you clean the data, the second thing is you have to start explaining the data in the terms of tools like using Python. Usually, initially we had R. Nowadays we are not using R. R has become one of the most statistical programming tool. Previously, R and its package was the predominant in data science. But for the last 6 years, 5, 6 years, Python has become the most important language in data science. So you are going to explain the data, trying to identify the data and pattern. You have to say what exactly you are trying to, the questions. What is primary variable? What is secondary variable? Why you are doing this? What is the reason why you want to connect this data? All these things you have to give a proper explanation. So for that, we are going on with explanatory data analysis. Okay, while doing the data explanatory analysis itself, you are coming across statistical details, like some numerical information will also be there in data. Always it is not going to be text or categories. Some numerical will also be there. So when it comes to numerical, we need to figure it out whether it is we have to go with mean, median, mode, probability, hypothesis, chi-square, ANOVA, certain kind of basic simple statistical inferences methods. We have to mention it in the data set and then we have to give the result based on that. The last step out of all these things in data science is the predictive modeling. So as of now, you took a raw data, you cleaned, you kind of understood the pattern of the data, then you start doing the explanatory options of it, then you came up with statistical thing. Now you got some idea about the data itself. Now what is the next step is what the prediction that we have to do for that particular data. For example, let us take that your company is having 10-year sales data. Now they are asking like, see, we have 10-year sales data. We wanted to know how the sales have been in the last 10 years. It's a straightforward question. Nothing is required for us to figure it out. But 10 years of data, you imagine that the collection of 10 years data is going to be very huge. So now without cleaning the data, it is not possible. Here, understanding is something your company itself has provided. So you need not think much in that. It's a sales data you understood. So, okay, you are trying to see the data. So now what happens, like from 19 to 20 to 15 to 2025, all 10 years of complete data is there. Every month on month the data is there. Now you are trying to clean the data. It's a very huge task. You can't do it manually. That's why we will be trying and pushing the data inside our platform and then using Python we will transform, we will clean the data, identifying all the missing values, duplicates, trying to calculate mean, median, mode, all those things, depending upon the understanding of the question, depending upon your own style, you will be kind of doing that. Then once after cleaning the data, you are trying to analyze what is the sales in January, what is the sales in every year January, what is the sales every year February, what is the sales in that particular year in 2015, 2016, what is the sales for the whole year, is there anywhere in any month the sales gone down. And then if there is something now, while analyzing this, while like, trying to analyze this pattern, you are coming to understand that there is something which is kind of going beyond, like there is something that is kind of having some difference. Every year in the month of December or in the month of November, the sales is going down. And for the next 3 months, the sales is like down only. There we have not got any proper upward trend or profit in that. And you figured it out. Like for the past 10 years, it's been like this. That's what the pattern, understanding pattern, all this analysis we are doing with that. Then you come up to your team, you say, like, see, by visualizing, by putting a chart and other things, you have to showcase it to them, saying that, see, this is what 10 years of data you gave. All in the 10 years, there are three particular year in which you can, sorry, in 3 months every year, there is a downward trend in the revenue, in the profit. So you may be the one who may be the major reason for a data scientist to go on with all these things is that whatever your company or the client or someone who is missing certain parts, that part is the major thing that we are capturing and we are trying to showcase it to the team. So with this, we right now we are trying to analyze and we are coming up the result. That's all. We don't know how to do what is happening. Why this 3 months of sales is always down in all these 10 years. So what is the next step on that? That is what till this what you are doing it is called statistical inference visualization. You will do that. Then predictive modeling is the next step where you are trying to understand how this future is going to be like 2025 also. Is it going to be having the same kind of movement, same kind of trend as it going to follow, or why it is happening, why this kind of downward trend is happening? That why this kind of downward trend is happening is something you will do in the first phase of analyzation itself. So you when you are visualizing the result and when you are showing it to the client, that time itself you will understand, okay, these 3 months you are not giving any offers or discounts. It seems like our competitors were giving all the offers and discounts and you are not giving anything, and that's a festival time. November, December, January, it's a holiday time, festival time. People wanted to buy, purchase many things, and they will be like kind of wanting to have some discount. Since we are not having any discount, people were not approaching our shop. They went on to something else, somebody else, and that is the reason why it is kind of in a downward trend. Again, from February onwards, the regular discount is starting, and then that's the reason why there is an again upward trend going on. Or there may be any reason because the 3 months it's a festival season, people would have been traveling from different places, they would have not been in the hometown. So because of that also, the lesser sales would have happened. So these thoughts will be coming up for predicting, I mean, like for concluding your analysis. Like this is maybe the reason, this may be the reason, because all are past events. We are not thinking about the future right now. All are past events. The future will be like kind of mentioned with the past what you have collected. So all this 10 years, this is what happened means this is the reason which you will say it. Then the next step comes, like how are we going to predict the future? Is it going to be the same thing even now also? Now for this, when you're talking about the predictive modeling, we are going towards another concept, sorry, we are going towards another option called machine learning. So that machine learning is the major part of trying to predict the future aspects also. But even in machine learning, we are not going to completely predict 100% of your future. With the help of data, what you have analyzed it in the initial stage, you are going to divide the data for training and testing, and then you are trying to put the model into, sorry, the predicted part into a picture of getting the result. Any doubts till this?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
Okay, awesome. So data science is a combination of everything: analyzing the data, understanding the data, predicting the data, explanatory data analysis, statistical data analysis, then starting point of predictive modeling also comes inside this. That means machine learning and deep learning also get attached to data science recently. Previously, it was data science means only cleaning data, analyzing data, that's it. Visualizing the data, that's it. Machine learning took a different area. Even now also machine learning has a different area, but it's a subset of data science for prediction. Machine learning and deep learning are the subsets of data science which helps to predict exclusively whether the data that has been provided that is right, or it has got any kind of changes which is going to affect the future. All those things will be able to see it using machine learning. In machine learning, again, you come across variety of algorithms, whether it is supervised, unsupervised, or recommendation. So that is how these data science are applied in the industry, depending upon the predictive modeling techniques. As I said, like we have three different options. One is supervised learning, unsupervised learning, recommendation learning. When it comes to supervised learning, under supervised learning, you are having many other divisions like classifications and regression. Under classification, you have certain algorithms which exclusively fit inside these industries. That's why, let us, for example, you take Netflix, Prime, Amazon. These platforms, they follow one type of learning which we call it as recommendation learning. What is this recommendation learning means? For example, you take Netflix. You are purchasing a subscription, and the Netflix is giving you one dashboard for you exclusively. In that dashboard, it will be, you will be mentioning all your details, everything will be there. And in the dashboard of yours, there will be a lot of movies which will be showcased. And now you are taking up an action movie to watch. So for the 2 3 days when you are trying to open Netflix, you are watching action type of movies, or 1 week goes on, it understands your pattern. Now the Netflix understands your pattern. Understands your pattern means by going, they have access to your dashboards. So they know exactly what you're watching. Okay, now you're watching action. They will be like kind of recommending you. There you can see, next time when you open Netflix, you can see you have watched action. I think you love to watch this also. The another action movie will be coming. And likewise, it will give you suggestions. It will give you suggestions as well as it will give you some combinational suggestions also. When you're running out of action movies, all the action movies you have watched, now Netflix should not make you to go away from the platform. They have to hook you up in such a way that you are not going to leave. So what they'll do, they will bring in action with comedy, action with romance, action with sentiments, action with all these combinational domains they will start pulling in. And they will say like, since you have watched, we like, think you like this also. And they will also say, there you can see, people who have watched this, they have watched this also. Now what you will do? Oh, a lot of people have watched this. They are recommending it. Let us see what is there. So likewise, they are like kind of having a complete recommendation tool for us. Both all OTT platforms. Your Amazon also does the same thing. Amazon, this e-commerce platform. When you go inside Amazon, you can see where when you are trying to buy a product, before buying a product, we are not going to directly buy it. We'll go to feedback, that is reviews. We will see whether the reviews are okay. If the review is not okay, even if the product is very good product, we are not going to buy it. So this is the psychological buying pattern of the customer, consumer. Through that, they are identifying a feedback learning is to be mentioned. At the same time, when you are purchasing something, it will give you a recommendation saying, people bought this for a combo offer of this. Now, when you are buying a mobile phone, you are tempted to buy other things also because there is a combo offer going on. And people, those who have bought this mobile phone, have bought all these things also. Now it is urging us to buy it. This is also a recommendation learning. Likewise, in entertainment field also we are using it, e-commerce field also using it, in finances also, in banking and finances also, the same thing happens. Every day we are getting calls of getting a credit card, they're asking us to take a loan, they're asking us to go for an insurance, so many things we are getting a call. So either we are getting a call or else we are getting a mail, or sometimes we go and visit a bank, they used to say it. But when before calling it to all these people, the bank should be knowing whether the person will be taking a loan or not, whether the person needs insurance or not, whether the person is going to buy a credit card or not. They won't do that analysis. Just like that, they'll take a list, they will give the list to the callers, telecallers, and they'll ask them to call the customers regularly. But that is not going to bring them any success. This has been done for the past many years. They are doing the same thing. Even now also they are doing the same thing. But out of calling 100 to 200 people per day, these telecallers, they are going to get the success rate of 1% only, not even 1%. Because they are calling wrong customers. Or in that, when they want to go for a right customers, it is very rare that inside the pool of that wrong customers they are calling, they have to figure out who is the right one. So instead, what they are saying, why don't you utilize the data, put it in the algorithm, get an informed decision, call those people alone and get the success rate. Even if you're calling 10 people, the 10 people are getting converted means that is a success. Instead of calling 100 and then not converting even a single thing, it's better to call 10 potential customers. Where should you identify that potential customers? So that's what they are saying. Take the data that you have, put it in the machine, clean the data, do all the analysis, put it in the machine learning model, try to figure out the pattern. So when somebody wants to get a loan means, first of all, need should be there for that person. The person should have a job. Second, the person should have not taken the loan priorly. These are all some small information that they have to consider it. So now a decision has to be made on that. If a customer is having a regular income and they are maintaining an account, they have already taken a loan, and then they have a family. So then now there is a chance for the customer to go for another loan. That is, priorly one loan is running. When one loan is there, there is no possibility. There is very limited chance only for a customer to go for second loan. Maybe it's another try for the bank to push and try it, whether it may happen. That's another 50-50 chance only. The same way, if somebody is there, no work, no employment is there, but they have got good asset, do you think the person will be buying the loan? What is the need? When the person is not having any work, already some set of asset is there for them. Why do the person want to go for a loan? These are all some questions we have to ask when we are trying to analyze the data, come up with certain decisions. That is where we use decision making algorithms or decision making tree. Likewise, the same thing goes with healthcare also. Predicting the disease, trying to identify what is the cause of the disease, trying to stick on with this. These are all the causes and effects of this disease. Nothing will be coming anything in a different way. So you are trying to come up with the prediction. That prediction is going to be for the future with the help of the past scenarios and information. Got it? You're able to understand this part?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Now, what are all the skills that are required for data science? Programming is important. All the tools are important. On top of it, we need logical thinking, problem solving, structured reasoning skills, that questions that I'm asking, because these questions, these are a real world data. And the real world data is going to have real questions, like what the people are facing, what the entire industry is facing. Those questions you have to come up and ask. Why don't we do it like this? What is that these companies are doing it wrong? Why exactly the informations are not there? For example, there is one algorithm called market basket analysis, one of the famous algorithm in data science itself. So this came into picture and it became very famous because of how the sales inventory, how a supermarket or any departmental store or hypermarket is running in the country. So whoever is setting up, wherever you go, when you enter into a supermarket or hypermarket, you are thinking of purchasing a milk from the hypermarket, and then you don't want to purchase anything, just you want to purchase milk alone. Do you think it is possible for you to purchase milk alone entering into a hypermarket or supermarket? Never in our lifetime we would have not done that. Even though we would have thought like, okay, milk alone we will purchase and we will come return back. Milk is not going to be in the first aisle. It will be in the last. It will be in the last. Every supermarket will have the milk area at the last aisle only. So now what happens? You are not going to go directly to the first section. If they keep in the first section, immediately you will enter into a supermarket. You will grab the milk from the first section. You will go to the counter, pay the bill, and you'll go off. Now you are not allowed to do that. You have to go walk towards the end of the supermarket. You go. It will be in the last aisle. While moving about to that particular aisle for getting the milk, you will be seeing the left and right of your other aisles will have so many offers and stuffs. Now, what happens while going? You will be thinking, oh, biscuit is there, oh, chips is there, okay, groceries are there, fruits are there, I'll buy it. And then other dishes are there, okay, I'll buy that also. After going to that section, milk section, you will take milk. Nearby that milk, you can see lot of dairy products will be there. Egg will be there, sugar will be there. The other aisle will have tea. All these things, bread will be there. Now, after buying the milk, you will understand, oh, bread is not there, let us buy bread. Okay, sugar is not there, we'll buy sugar. It is going to get over. Like egg is not there, like we'll buy egg. Now, you have filled up your basket. Take the basket, come to the counter, stand there. Even in that part also, you will have some chocolates, magazines, all those things will be there in that counter. There is also a reason why they kept it there. The main reason is we are not going to, most of the people, they'll bring kids also to supermarket. These kids will be standing in the counter next to their the parent. That anyway, the counter is going to be having a large queue. We at least we have to wait for 2 minutes or 3 minutes. In this 2 minutes, 3 minutes, they are not willing to waste a potential customer buying option. So the kids standing there, they'll go there to the counter, they'll see the chocolate, they'll buy the chocolate, they'll put two chocolates in the basket. And other people who are standing there, they will also see some magazines are there, something they might catch it. Okay, something they have mentioned it. Oh, let us take and read the magazine. They'll take put the interesting things will be there. They will take and put it in the basket. Now that is also an additional sales. Now these are all some buying pattern of the customer. Because of this buying pattern only, the every supermarket and every inventory, every kind of hypermarket is having this kind of setup, which is identified as market basket analysis. Even when you buy a mobile phone alone we won't buy. We will buy screen guard, scratch guard, charger, headphones, everything we'll buy. We will be dumping the basket, fully making the basket full, and then only we will be coming out. Even in the purchase of online also, I'm saying. So these are all real world problems. Real world problems has to be thought and solved according to the real world scenario only. So that's why logical thinking is very, very important. Then visualization is much more important because you have to create a chart in that. And then you have to ask them to, because you are not going to show them the code, whatever you have mentioned. And just in the word of mouth, if you are saying this is what it is, this is what it is, if you are saying means they are not going to understand. You have to put a chart and then you have to tell a story on that chart. Why this has been like this? Why there is a downtrend? Why there is a connection between this one? Why did you do this? So in such a way, you have to convey it to them. So visualization, generally the thing is Python itself has got all the visualization part. But in our course, we will be like kind of going on with Power BI also. We are including Power BI also inside this because Power BI is becoming one of the most important visualization tool. So trying to understand dynamic visualization tool. So as a data scientist, trying to work out with trying to go on with the data analyzation alone is not going to help. We need to have the visualization storytelling skill also. Then comes technical tools. We know very well Python, SQL, Excel, all those things are required. Power BI also. Statistics and probabilities, mean, median, mode, standard deviation, variance, covariance, correlation, all those things comes up with the pattern identification and data behavior for your data set. So these are certain essential skills for data science. Any queries? Okay, shall we move to the next one?
Yeah, sure. Proceed.
Fine. So the data science, as I said, entire data analysis modeling, machine learning modeling, deep learning connection, all those things you will be having it in that part itself. Subtopics of data sciences, machine learning and deep learning. You are making machine to learn what you are trying to figure it out, and you want that machine to understand the entire nature of the model and provide the result depending on that. Now we are creating something which is called as generative AI. The pioneer for generative AI is machine learning only. There also you wanted machine to learn, but you didn't know that the machine can be kind of taking up the same thing again, repeatedly taking up the same thing and come up with a different answer. We didn't know that. So machine learning was stopped by taking up an analysis and then trying to figure out the predictive modeling. So we stopped with that modeling part alone. But generative AI is something where you are going to take the data, put it again and again and again. You are not going to put, once the data is fed is fine. The model is going to generatively construct the data again and again and again and again, and then it is going to give us the result. Here, we are training the data again and again and again. For example, take a kid, a baby, a newborn baby. The newborn baby, when it is entering into this world, it doesn't know anything. It doesn't have even any information. It's having a blank. There is no mind at all for that baby. No future, no past, no present, and all. Slowly, when the kid reaches 5 years or 6 years, it is getting inward, focusing on, it is getting projected towards a lot of information. The kid is going to school, the kid is talking with the parents, the kid is seeing the other people, the kid is kind of connecting with friends. Now a lot of information is getting inside. With all these information, it's all raw information, the kid is storing it. And how to process this information? So someone is guiding the kid. Okay, you have to be like this with this person. You have to be very cautious with this person. And now the kid understands. Okay, these people are dangerous. These people are very good. And now slowly it is getting trained to the environment by taking its own experience. Either it will do some things and then it will get experience. The kid itself will go and do certain things, and it learns the concepts. That's what we did. We understood. We understood every single thing, and then we started experiencing it. And according to that experiencing, we were really kind of moving on. The same, like you kind of entered LKG, UKG, first, second, third, all those classes finished, trained. You trained yourself in every level, tested it. You tested that particular level, you tested, and you went on to next level. Again, you got trained, test, train, test. Likewise, you entered, you finished all those things, and now this is a different level of training and testing you are going on. Every single day we are getting into a new experience. Already, if the experience is there in our mind, priorly also we had the same kind of experience, means then we will know what is the exact solution that we have to provide. So that experience has been stored in the memory. If the experience is a new experience, then you have to figure out a way in which you have to go on. Now our brain is like kind of restricted in certain part because of conditioning, because of our own thinking. We are restricting that. We are not going beyond certain level. Even though we wanted to go, we can't do it. We wanted to do something extraordinary, but we are not able to do it, because it is not that we don't have capacity, but we are not thinking beyond. We are not able to think beyond. We are like kind of very much finding it difficult to come out of old patterns. So all these kind of restrictions are there for a human brain. But the human brain has got bigger capacity than AI, but we are not able to use that. So what is the next thing that we are doing? Why don't we create something like kind of this generative concept, which can get the information and then it can process the information again and again in a different way and provide a possible solution, infinite possible solution. Here, AI is going to keep in its memory all the information that you have shared. Take ChatGPT, Claude, Copilot, DeepSeek, Perplexity, all these conversational AI tool. These are all generative AI tools. They are working in large language models. What is large language models? Means the language that have been talking with the human like text, like we say thank you, we say sorry, we are empathy, empathic, we are compassionate. Likewise, these languages, these text has to be understood by the AI also, that model also. So for that reason, they are going on with large language models. One. Second, all the informations are already fed inside the AI. All entire worldly informations, real information, fictitious information, everything has been fed. That's why we say large language models. Large language models can hold number of information. There are another one model, small language model. It's exclusively for certain area alone, certain domain alone, specific domain. You don't want much for large models. You want very small models. Means then certain areas we are focusing on. This large language model, what it does means already information is there. Now what you are going to do is that you are going to give some different question. You are asking some different prompt. So it will search, first of all, in the model, what are all the data that are available, that are stored. So you are asking 1900, what happened? History. You are asking about the history. 1900, what will happen? What happened? So it will go inside and it will search all the things. 1900, what happened? Generally in the whole world, what happened? So it will bring, because that is already there. Now we are asking, in 2050, what will happen? This is something future. Even the human brain, like we are able to understand, okay, in 2015 how the world is going to be, we are able to understand, but we are not able to understand like in what way that entire world is going to be, because we are not able to creatively think in that way, or what may be the possibilities, we don't know. Now in 2015 what will happen? 2 years before, if you asked about this with ChatGPT, you would have said that I'm trained to give you answer only for this year. I don't know what will happen on 2025. But now if you ask the question, it is going to give you a different answer. Somewhat a different answer with you won't even think that a human brain will be having the possibility to imagine that. Along with that, 2 days later, you are coming and asking in 2015, 2050, you already told that these things will be there. Is there any possibility that we can overcome these catastrophic things? Now, 2 days before you asked about 2050, that it has stored the result. It is there in the memory of the AI. And now you are coming up with another prompt, considering taking that 2050, but in a different way, you are asking the question. Now it will already go and take back the memory, and then it will come and refine it for you with a proper question of what you have asked. So with that question, it will bring the result. Likewise, you are training the model again and again on several things, and it is giving you the result. So back and forth, that is why we call it as generative AI. Not only ChatGPT, I'm saying. Leonardo for image, Midjourney for image, all these things, everything, all generative AI tools works in this fashion only. So you create a content, go for deep learning, identifying pattern, recognition, everything. Then create what model you wanted to use. Are you going to create something similar to that of ChatGPT? Are you going to create something like kind of stable diffusion, DALI? So in that way, you need to figure out which model is kind of going to be the best for the information that you have been trying to provide. So that's what we call it as GenAI. Any queries in this?
No, I'm good.
Fine. Now, key technologies in GenAI. So, very major key technologies are like you need to understand the large language model, very, very important, because it is the one which is going to provide you a human-like text. If you shout at ChatGPT, if you say like, "What stupidity are you saying? Well, can't you give me a proper result?" Even if you say that, ChatGPT will be replying you with, okay, I'm so sorry about it. I apologize for my mistake. I think I have made a wrong connection. I will try to rectify it and understand the pattern again. So this is something human-like. Even humans, we don't say like this, but the machine comes up with the human-like understanding, which is what is done through large language models. Then transformers. After models, it's transformers. What is this transformer? Your raw question, whatever you are mentioning, that question, that prompt, has to be understood properly by the model, and it has to provide a proper reason, proper result. that understandable result has to be provided. So there are certain transforming models, architecture, all those things are there, which is also one of the key technologies in GenAI. Then comes GAN. We have many things, GAN, RAN, and this is adversarial network, learning. Network learning, and RAN means re-adversarial learning, and AND means artificial network learning. So likewise, there are certain generative learning methodologies and models are there in generative AI. So depending upon the need, you want to go for image and video AI tool, then the architecture is different. Instead of GAN, you have to use RAN. And you are trying to go with only text-based understanding, then you can go with GAN. If you are trying to go with completely automated flow of artificial intelligence, just push the text alone, automatically it will give you the result. In that way, if you are going, then it is like kind of an. So we need to think what exactly the model that we are planning to create. Then comes diffusion model, which is all important for high quality images and gradual refinement. If you go to Leonardo, you can even create a movie with Leonardo AI. It's another AI where we will be kind of creating with the help of a prompt and with the help of a character. You can create a complete storyboard and complete movie also through Leonardo. So in that way, they have created a tool, created an application through all these things, through this generative key technologies. So what is the difference between generative and traditional AI? Your traditional AI are normal. That is what I said, machine learning. Initially, it was machine learning only. You wanted the machine to learn. So how it was able to predict and classify the data? It was working on with some algorithms. Limited creativity only, because you can't put many algorithmic packages inside this, and you can't figure out what is going to be the exact future. That we won't be knowing. But generative AI, you are able to create original content. You are coming up with deep learning, the deep kind of search and understanding of the context, and highly we get a creative result out of it. You can't even imagine that level the result will be coming up. So that is something very important with generative AI. Okay. How you can learn generative AI means that you need to go with training the model, then recognize the pattern, then generate the content. These are the key three steps. For training the model, you have to go with data science. You have to take the data, clean the data, do the analysis, then go for machine learning, predict the, divide the data set into training and testing, figure out what exactly the machine learning concepts that you have to put, then come with deep learning. So that is the first part. Then come with deep learning, where you have to identify the pattern, behavior, all those things, and then move on to content generation. Go for modeling, what type of AI model that you want to put, what type of architecture you want to add, whether it is GAN, RAN, or AND that you are going to fulfill for your content, whether it is image, whether it is text, or is it a chatbot, all those things you consider, and then you come up with the final decision of clubbing all these things. That is when the complete model is developed. When you are developing this model, you need to figure out the way in which you can ask questions to this particular model. That's what we call it as prompt engineering. Trying to put a prompt properly in all the way, from data analysis itself, I'm saying, from data analysis, from data building, from training itself, you can start putting a proper prompt and try to get the result. As well as by putting a proper prompt, you will be getting a completed model also. So prompt engineering also plays a role when you are trying to create a generative model. Then the major key takeaway is, as I said, it is like you need to understand the data, entire data through data science. Then you have to go with Gen AI concept. For that, we need to go get ready with these skills. And it is always important for us to get committed for continuous learning. Why? Because generative AI is the first part. We have entered into agentic AI, vibe coding, responsive AI. Now, in the next upcoming year, you can see like we will be entering into expandable AI and X-expandable AI, XXAI and XAI. So they have thought in another 3 years after time, we will be entering into humanoid also. humanoid application, wherein your AI will be much more efficient in understanding your emotions too. Even now, you can see ChatGPT having that empathetic and emotional way of attaching with the user. If you keep talking with ChatGPT for a long time, you will understand. Like, it can work in a different way. Like, not only helping you in getting certain results alone, it connects in a very, even in spiritual level also, it is getting connected. So the more we kind of go and talk with this Gen AI, it understands the language of us, and it completely understands who we are, what type of mindset we have, and it works according to our thought process only. Whatever you're thinking, you are restricted thinking in a certain level. But your thought process, if you are trying to put it as a prompt, and if you're asking it out as a question to it, it gives you an answer depending upon what your mind, what exactly you wanted, like that only it is giving. So in that way, ChatGPT is somewhat, they have refined it. But humanoid is something different than all these stuffs. Like, it has got emotions, it will be like kind of emotionally connecting with the user. It can give lot of different it can be used in lot of different field, like in the medical field and all. They are saying that humanoid kind of thing can help patients to recover faster also. That takes time, like 3 years, 4 years down the line, they have mentioned it, but works are going on for that. One thing we have to be very much curious is that generative AI is the first step, but you have to keep learning as and when we move forward. This agentic AI is another one area where agents are getting, freelance agents, they are building and they are sending out, like people who want to develop application. Okay, and developer, web developer agent is available. You take that agent, keep that agent for 2 3 days for rent. You finish off your work and then give the agent. There is one company which provides all these things for a minimum cost, like freelancers, like Upwork and all, Fiverr and all, they are giving freelancers, right? Likewise, this company is giving agents, AI agents as a freelancer. You want to have a virtual assistant, have it for these many hours. Okay, fine. You
What is
want
the name of that actually? I missed that part. Whichever is providing the TA agents.
I am not very much from Indian company only. Agents,
Okay, okay.
agent. Then recently only I read, it's not completely finished. They are like kind of providing these agents for us, like AI agents who can help and assist the developers, marketers, content writers in
Mhm.
refining certain things. It's in the beta
Got it.
stage only. They have not launched it in the market. It's like your agent your
Got
agent
it. Got it.
your
Yeah.
agents .com, something like that.
So,
Okay, so these are the major ideas behind your data science and Gen AI. So any queries you have got?
no, no, no. You can proceed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. We are, the whole thing is what we have been seeing it for data science and Gen AI.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, whatever you said is like quite informative, and I really loved the way you explained. Like, examples are also good. Like, only one question I had is like, the knowledge base, right? Like, where that information comes from, the knowledge base. Like, for example, in the Netflix example, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
where do they store those knowledge base, and how do we retrieve from them? That is also kind of, I've seen people asking questions regarding like, if you're talking about the LLM, they wanted to know where your knowledge base is stored, how you're getting that from, how it is arranged, things like that. So I wanted to know a little bit on that. I mean, that's
Yeah.
fine if you can. Yeah.
So what happens here is that whatever information already, whatever Netflix have been using, that same storage only cloud, they have their own servers and cloud space to store all the
Um,
streaming informations, right? All the movies, all the series, all those things, when it is getting streamed, they will be storing it in, they'll be having it in their own servers, right? In that only they are storing all these information. Our dashboard.
Yeah, my question was around how this AI is like different AIs like Gemini AI, ChatGPT, but how are they getting the access to those knowledge bases and getting
Oh,
that
they
information?
are. See, one thing is Netflix is not going to give access to
Right,
Gen
right,
and
right.
all. The
Right.
Netflix is not going to give access to ChatGPT and Claude and all. Netflix is going
Right.
to have this access for understanding, analyzing the data from your end. Because
Got it.
as a, I'm give so okay, let me give you in two different way. First, let us take Netflix. How do they access these information? Means because you are subscribing to them, you have a dashboard, and every dashboard is kind of creating a model, that is machine learning model. Netflix is having recommendation learning is the model Netflix is having inside their system. Inside their application, they have implemented this model. This model, what it will do, it will try to understand, because it's an automated model, right? People are not
Correct.
sitting behind and they are not saying, okay, you watched this, so you kind of watch this. No, they are not saying that. They have already created
Right. Right.
a recommendation model inside their application. So whoever is joining inside, subscribing it for Netflix, they will be able to catch up with these automated model. Okay, one. Their model is getting all this information or getting stored where? Inside a Netflix server only it is getting stored. They are not storing anywhere else.
Okay.
Inside
So they're
Netflix
not
server.
exposing that anywhere else, and
No, no. They are not
even these
exposing it to.
AI agents will not have any information regarding any of those,
Aha,
right? Okay.
no, 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 no.
No.
They are not going to have, because their dashboard detail. These are all dashboard details, and they we agree for that privacy also, right? They are we agree
Right.
that
Right.
it's not given anywhere. This information is exclusively for Netflix, so Netflix will hold off this information. Okay. What
Right.
movie got released in Netflix? How it performs in Netflix? How, what are the who directed it? How many? I mean, what was the summary of this story? This information ChatGPT can give. This is a common
Yes. Right.
information, right? This is a
Whatever they
common information.
expose for the external world, it will be able to pull it and give it. But whatever is internal to them is going to
Ah,
be like, a privacy where it
privacy.
won't be
Yeah,
getting that data. Correct.
yeah.
Okay.
This information also, ChatGPT, this large language model itself is like a database only. It's a
Yeah, it's
database.
built
First,
on, they have data sets and everything, right? Like they
first
build those on.
step one is analyze all the data, clean the data, put it inside a database.
Right. And
OpenAI,
it, right.
that's what it did initially. It collected, it went to, I mean, you ask about dinosaurs, like initial ice age and all, you ask, it will talk. Because it has collected all the
Correct.
information and it is having there. All
Right, right, right.
raw informations have been converted into useful informations priorly itself. And
Right.
now they are trying to implement a large language model on that. So according to the prompt, whatever you are giving, if it is already there, it is going to pull the data and give it to you. Already cleaned
Okay.
data only, right? So with
Right, right.
according to the question, whatever you are asking, it is going to pull that data and it is going to give it to you. Number one. You are asking
Right.
something very unique question you are asking. Something very,
Right.
very futuristic question you are asking. Even you don't know the answer, but you are asking it. Now, where will
Right.
GPT will go and get it? Because that is not going to be there in the database.
Right. Right.
Now it has to think. Like we are thinking, right? 10 years down the line, how I will be? We are thinking and we are saying. Because
Right.
past information, with the experience, with the current skills that we have got, with our dreams that we are building. So with that, we are saying like 10 years down the line, this is what I wanted to do.
That's
The
correct.
same way,
Yeah.
GenAI is also going to address your futuristic questions by collecting the past information and its own thinking pattern. Then it will come up with the possible options. It will give one result. And if you put the question rightly, if you're saying like, yeah, I agree with this, but I want a little bit more precise information on this because my job is kind of like this. And in 10 years, there will be a little bit lesser position for this particular thing. And what is the next step should I take? Should I go for a new skill enhancement or should I come up? This is your personal thing, right? How did ChatGPT
Correct.
know?
Correct.
It doesn't know. So what happens? It will be taking your question and it will go to the database. It will collect all the past information, the keywords, whatever you have given. I am being in this particular
Right.
company, this domains I have worked, and now I'm thinking of moving to something else, but I am not very much sure. All those things, keywords, it will take. It understood that we are confused.
Right.
It has to figure out what is the way that confusion has to be relieved. Now what it will do, it will go back. inside the database. It will check what domain your domain it will collect. Okay, what is the future? Already certain futuristic information, sorry, current domain opportunities it will collect. Then it will put its own thinking. Now AI is thinking
Right.
on
Got
behalf
it.
of you. That is
Right.
what, but that is why generative AI.
Right.
And these informations, whatever you are asking, it is going to get stored inside generative, inside chat GPT server only, it is going to get changed. Sorry,
Oh,
going to
okay.
get saved. Nobody will be accessing that. Somebody, your friend also asking the same question, but your answer will not be given to your friend.
Yeah, that is where I was like, because I was comparing the similar question, two different people, where it is getting that answer, what kind of vocabulary it is using. Is it giving
Mm,
it from a common storage, or is it like tweaking a little bit? Because I use humanized AI also. So the way we do it, we take it from our Gemini or Chat GPT, put it into the human AI, you get it in a different version, much
right.
more refined, like human version.
Mm,
So
mm,
yeah, so I
mm.
was like interested to know where it is storing and how it is modifying. So I
Here
was
in
like,
ChatGPT, if you are giving the same question, your way of taking up the question and my way of taking up the question is different. Maybe
right,
we have the same goal, but the question
right,
that you ask and I ask is different. My answer is getting stored in my own preference, in my own dashboard. The same, what
right,
I said it for Netflix, the same. And now what you do, you go to history of your ChatGPT and delete all the chats, the previous
right.
chats that you had. Now entirely your ChatGPT is blank now.
Yes, so it will start learning it from the scratch.
Exactly. Now it won't even understand like who you are, what the information we have been talking for the past number of months, what guidance ChatGPT has given. It won't understand.
Got it. Yep. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this
Pretty.
is the
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
AI thing. That's why it is becoming very fast, and people are a little bit curious on that. And many companies are also wanting to build a model on top of it so they can automate the process easily, right? Instead of taking months and months of doing the process, within hours they can finish it off and they can go.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much it. Like I don't have any questions. It was a great thing,
Great,
class.
great, great, great. So here the course is going to be like kind of something where you will be dealing with complete practical only, taking up the data set right from day one. We will be starting with Python exclusively for data science, and then slowly moving towards data analysis. And in data analysis, every day we will be practicing with the data set, and there will be a data set given for you to practice also. So once the data set analysis is done, along with that Power BI will be taken. Two, three data sets we will take it with Power BI. We will see the visualization part, how to tell a story on that. That part also we will see. Then we'll move towards, see, it is like a complete industry level experience only, because theoretically taking and all you can learn it, that is not an
Right,
issue.
right, right. That's
While
correct. The
saying itself,
practical, yes.
yeah, while teaching, while training itself, I will be giving you these some theoretical informations, and we will also be noting down what are all the major questions, interview questions that will be put up to you, that also we will be looking
Right.
into. Then when it comes to machine learning, again, different set of data set with eight algorithms are there in machine learning. We will be touching up, we'll be taking all the eight algorithms. For all eight algorithms, we'll have different data sets, and then we will try to understand how to figure out the algorithm, how to do the training and testing process for them. The one thing is, very easy thing in this particular data science and GenAI is that Python doesn't have much coding and all. Everything is package only. Take the package, put it, follow the template process. One template process we have to remember, and then follow the template process throughout. What algorithm should be used? That package alone you have to put it again. Then again follow the same template process. Even in deep learning, we have two frameworks. One is PyTorch and TensorFlow. Take that package, put it, do the coding. Two, three lines of coding will be there, and to keep it that as a template for any data set, you need to understand what is the modeling of that, and then you have to proceed. That's all. When it comes to GenAI
Got it.
also, these models, these architecture models, all those things, these architecture and models are the things which is going, there are going to be little bit of theory in this Gen AI. And understanding the architecture, then we'll take a model and we will be creating a small chat GPT kind of interface, a similar one, and a chatbot kind of interface. So you will be able to have the complete picture of right from a raw data to how to make it as a Gen AI type of model.
Got it.
Great.
I will
Since
take
you
that
have
curriculum
got,
from Sagar. Yeah.
sorry, go ahead.
No, no, I was looking for that curriculum, like on that, what algorithms and that. I'll take it from Sagar. Just
Sure.
like to have some look and yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, sure.
The main thing is like since you are already in DevOps, like already you are handling a knowledge, like you have a knowledge on this data, storing up of data, handling this data, not in an analysis format, but as in an infrastructure platform format, you have an idea, right? So this become an additional advantage, this
Got it.
data science and Gen
Sure.
AI, along with your current experience, it gives you an upper hand in the market.
Got it. Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Sure. Thanks. And it was a
Thank you.
productive class. And yeah, sure, we'll stay in touch. Yeah. Thank you.
Definitely. Thank
Thank
you,
you,
sir.
sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.